All right, Scorpio, this is your, turn the deck right side up maybe. This is your April energy reading. No matter how you resonate with the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, there might be a nugget of wisdom in here for you. I call through messages always and only from the highest vibration of love and light, always and only in the highest good of anyone who receives. My Venus is in Scorpio, so I'm intrigued. I will say I feel, it's not sadness per se, but it's more kind of like a meh energy from you, Scorpio. So the first deck that I'm going to pull from was this Amazing Magic, the Gathering Oracle deck. They did a great job. It's a TCG, a trading card game, if you don't know. Been around for a couple decades. It's pretty awesome. All 4 of my kids have played. And I know how to play, probably more than I have a right to. It's a 54-year-old woman. But yeah, it is a beautiful deck. They did a great job with it. We're going to get an overall energy from this deck for my Scorpios, please. Let's get this reading going. Interesting. Okay. This came out last for Libra. You got exhaustion as your overall energy. Goodness, my body is responding. A little kombucha and we'll fix that. So it's Titan's burden. Now, this is in Greek mythology, it's Sisyphus, who was punished and was made to push a boulder up a mountain forever and ever and ever. I think Mount Olympus, up Mount Olympus, that makes sense, forever and ever. And so in the Magic the Gathering lore, his name is Titan, and he has to push that boulder up the hill forever. And so April, what I'm seeing is April, it does say exhaustion, but what I'm seeing is you coming to the realization that you have been pushing several boulders up the mountain, perhaps for a very long time, and it's time for you to stop. So April is going to be for you to see what you need to let go of. Let's keep going. What do you need to let go of? Because what I'm seeing is you may really need clarity on that. Yeah, let's do this one. So we're going to, next deck that I'm going to pull from is called the Star Temple Oracle. Looks like that. That's the book, but I think that's what the, yeah, that's what the box looks like too. And it's a beautiful deck, primarily the 7 sisters of the Pleiades, or Orion's belt, right? I think. Anyway. All right, so let's start the story for you, Scorpio, for April. Likely this is going to start with where you are now in March. Of course, it is only 2 hours away from April as I'm recording this, but this probably will start with energies you've been dealing with February and March, and now how you can navigate what's coming into April, and then into May as well. Did I? Okay, I think I had the deck upside down. Well, they're all messed up. I'm gonna see. Let's see. So you got the Jade Star, but it came out in reverse. But I don't normally worry about that too much with Oracle cards. The message does tend to come through no matter what. It does say it's 23, which is 5, which is big change. And it says surrender. I'm ready to let go with self-compassion. So letting go, right? Figuring out what you're letting go of, what you're stopping, pushing up. It's futile. What you've been doing, the way you've been living your life, pushing, just plugging into all these programs and patterns is not serving you anymore. And it's exhausting you. Okay. When we ignore the nudges to follow the path that we're meant to be on, we become physically exhausted. Like our bodies are trying to tell us you're not going the right way. And so it's you trying to uphold this old way of living when it's no longer serving you. Okay. And so surrender, I'm ready to let go with self-compassion. I like that because the self-compassion is telling me, Scorpio, that you guys are really in an energy, or have been in an energy, of beating yourself up. beating yourself up, even for some of you, self-loathing is coming through. Like there's some self-hatred even with what you've been doing, maybe even just a little part of what you've been doing in your life, but for some of you, a whole part of yourself that you loathe, which is April is going to bring you energies that is going to help you begin to heal that. Okay, so I that is exciting, but I really all it is an opportunity. So if you're watching this, I urge you to accept that opportunity, right? To be open to it, to allow it in, to allow yourself to receive it, because this is a huge gateway tomorrow in a few hours actually is a huge portal gateway into the next reality. And a lot of us are already packed, already got our bags packed. And actually, we don't even need to pack anything. We're not taking anything because everything is there that we need. And so a lot of us are already, we're just ready to go and ready to step over. And there are a lot of people who are not in that space. And that's okay. But if you're kind of in the middle, if you're kind of on the fence, then the universe is going, your soul's already decided. So the universe is going to put you where your soul has decided. And so surrendering to all of it is really all you can do at this point, and not beat yourself up. That's huge for you, Scorpios. I feel like the last 5 years have been really difficult for so many people that, we've been asked to really look at our shit. And I think for a lot of you, Scorpios, you've resisted like all get out. Like you've resisted the healing, you've resisted the new path, you've resisted letting go of things that need to be let go of. Let's see if we can get a gauge on what. So you got, this also came through in reverse. So really and this was in reverse as well, but for the most part, when they come out in reverse, it can just mean there's resistance to it. So there's resistance to surrendering. There's resistance. I mean, the jade star, there's these beautiful green dragons on her back with a big, huge chunk of jade, like right in the back of her heart chakra, which is green, which makes sense. And so this would be a huge heart healing. Like there's something like armor around your heart that you need to let go of, that you need to break through. And you might be saying, okay, great, how? Set the intention. Set the intention. Everything I've done, everything I've healed, and I've healed a crap ton, everything I have done, a lot of the things is I set the intention to heal it. And then I give it. I let go and let God. I give it to God. I give it to source. I give it to the universe. I say, okay, I set my intention right now that I'm going to heal this. And then I let go of it. And the universe takes care of it for me and pushes me through what I need to be pushed through. And so that's really all you have to do. And then trust that it's going to happen. And so this is the universal midwife. It's number 4. So it's 5-4, which I'm not going to worry too much about. I do feel like, for a lot of you, you have felt like you're, especially 2025, which I know we're only in March, but 2025 has been 2 steps forward, 1.99999 steps back. It's probably felt like 2 steps forward, 5 steps back, but you have been moving forward, I promise. And so this might be just kind of a gentle, like, okay, you might feel like you're backtracking, but there's a reason. So it says the universal midwife, birth. I birth fruitful and sacred assignments. I think for a lot of you, you're not trusting that what you're being told to do is actually, I don't want to say is actually good for the world, but is actually important enough. And I will tell you, there are people with very simple missions, and every single cog in this machine is vital and important and necessary for the whole thing to happen. Okay. And so, we often, and no mission is less important. It's just maybe more in the spotlight. Okay. There's no hierarchy. There really isn't. It's more about, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So whatever the soul chooses, and there are just very different missions to choose. And so I feel like, and this is that deck. I think I've mentioned before. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you guys, Scorpio, but this deck, the artwork, the women, that you can see their faces of, like this one. I don't know who that would be. Maybe Michelle Yeoh, but the ones they show the faces of are so clearly meant to look like celebrities. This is Lisa Bonet, like so clearly Lisa Bonet. And she's such a, earth mama from what I know of her, and her children, the way she's raised her children. And so that's a beautiful depiction. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But I just think that's kind of cool. Charlize Theron showed up in a previous reading. But yeah, so you've got 5 and 4, the universal midwife birth. I feel like the universe is asking you to birth something, to birth a new life for yourself. And you've been in such resistance of it because it seems pared down. This is what I'm getting for a lot of you, is it seems unimportant. It seems like, well, why would I give up a big thing to go do this when this seems little, right? When really the little thing is really what is going to feed your soul. And the big thing is creating exhaustion. So then you go to 7. And 4 also, just to mention it too, 4 also to me comes through as building new foundations. And so you, with this letting go and following a new path that seems simple, which actually sounds amazing to me, seems more simple, is going to create a new foundation for you. So then it's 7, which is the cover of the deck, which is cool. I love it when when I pull the actual cover, because that means pay attention to this message. The Cosmic Enchantress, wishcraft, not witch, wish, W-I-S-H. I attract a steady flow of abundance. And so this speaks of like mantras, affirmations. If you're an affirmation person, sure, I attract a steady flow of abundance. Take it, it's yours. But really what's coming through is you becoming aware that you actually are creating everything that you're living. You're creating all of it. You're calling all of it to you. So how can you create better? How can you, now you can't create for anyone else, but you can create your own stuff and have it emanate out and affect in a positive way other people. But you can't do anything for that intention. It has to be following your heart. It can't be like, well, I'm going to make a decision that is not as good for me, but good for my kid or my partner or my mom or something like that, because it'll make me feel good. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire. You have to make the decisions that are best for you, and they will emanate out and be good for everybody. I promise. Okay. So let's pull. Now I'm going to pull 3 from this beautiful deck, Transcendent Journeys. And we're just going to keep going with this story. So you've got 5, 4, and then 7. So that kind of backtracking is going to come to an end in April. You're going to feel like you're moving forward because you're going to be letting these bold, like clearly it's because you've been doing this that you have felt like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back or whatever, right? It's like you're not moving forward at all. You're letting go of these. You're letting go of those because you are not a victim, Scorpio. Say it out loud right now. I am not a victim. I am not a victim of my life. I have created this from day one, and I can create different because I deserve different. There's a lot of self-worth coming through for a lot of signs. A lot of that is being released, especially for women, and we're kind of swinging the pendulum the opposite direction. And we'll figure it out. You got to find your sweet spot, right? For a lot of people, to the extreme is their sweet spot for a while, but it's not sustainable. Okay, the extremes are not sustainable. We have to find the sweet spot of where we want to exist and then what we want to create from there. So let's get 3 more. Very nice. Oh, interesting. Go your own way, come through again. This one keeps popping up. You're like the 4th sign to get this one, but that's at the end. So let's start with this first one is 21, which breaks down to 3. Bear your burdens with love. Look at that picture. Oh, so it's like taking care of other people, taking care of everybody else. So it's bearing the burdens, but it's also not viewing it or having the perspective of it being a burden. Excuse me. I want to look that up because that is... Families and responsibilities can become overwhelming at times. Thinking beyond oneself can bring joy and lighten the load. Love can move mountains. So after saying this whole spiel, right, about you have to do what's best for you. I feel like what this is really saying is you becoming aware that you've been living for everybody else. You've been living for your family, for your kids, for grandkids, for your parents, for siblings, right? You've been even friends, like lifelong friends. You've been who maybe are like family. You have been living for them. And in April, in a big way, the universe is asking you to look at how you've been doing that, to let those boulders go because they're not yours, and see what's left. See, I bet there's nothing left for you to push up the mountain, and you can just go and you'll make it to the top. And you may notice that other people are faltering and falling. It's not your job to pull them up to the mountain. They have to figure it out themselves. You may notice other people pushing their boulders. You can yell and scream all you want, and you can do it while you're going up the mountain yourself, but don't stop your own path to try and get them to let go of their boulders. That's not how it works. We can't save anybody else. They have to figure it out themselves. They will see you releasing your boulders, and they'll either ask you, hey, how did you do that? I'd like to do that. I want to do that. Or they will hate you for it. Oh, look at him. He thinks he's better than us because he let go of all those boulders. Well, we're just going to keep pushing our boulders up, guys, because life is pain. Life is supposed to be hard. Okay, you're being asked to let go of that shit. Okay. So the Chukchi tribe live in eastern Siberia near the Bering Sea. DNA research has found them to be the closest cousins of the first Americans. These people bred the Siberian Husky from the gray wolf as a working dog and pet. Very loving and intuitive, the Huskies live with and are part of the family, and the dogs can be trusted with and also guard the children. The shamanka's connection to the spiritual world enriches the lives of the tribe and her family. So this is a Siberian shamanka, is the mom, is the woman. As you juggle family and work, be proud of your ability to multitask while loving, nurturing, and inspiring so many others. Remember to care for yourself so you stay strong and healthy as well. And I would say, do more than care for yourself. Like I've been on this soapbox lately. It's like, yeah, we can't pour from an empty cup. Guess what? We can't pour from a full cup either, because then we're depleted. We can only give from the overflow. So there's no pouring at all. Make sure you are flowing and flowing and flowing, and then that overflow is going to naturally and organically go to the people around you, go to the people in your sphere, right? But you're not giving from a full cup even. You have to be overflowing for that to happen. And so really, truly go in and figure out how to do that. Set that intention. I set my intention to overflow with love and joy and bliss and beautiful energy. And you know what's going to happen is when that energy builds, like you set that intention, and the universe is going to go, okay, she's ready. Let's build that energy. Let's really fill her with this love. It's going to push out the things that are in the way, and you have to look at them. And so it's going to, my bestie Angie and I did a podcast. We recorded an episode this morning, and it's about, and we were talking about this, is when you go to heal, when you commit to healing and you say, okay, I want to feel this way. And then for like the next couple of weeks, you're like, why do I feel worse? That's what was in the way. The universe is delivering. The universe is doing what you asked it to do. The universe is giving you what you want. It's okay, well, you have to move this out of the way first, and then that can come in. And oftentimes we go, well, that didn't work. I'm never meditating again because I felt worse. I'm never getting Reiki again because I felt worse. Well, guess what? That's the process. And you should be celebrating that you actually were on the path. And then a lot of times we can go, nope, and then we reject it because we didn't feel good right away, right? We have so much victim mentality. We really want to be the victim. We really want to be like, see, told you it didn't work. I feel worse. Now everybody feels sorry for me, right? And really what's going on is it's moving everything out of the way. So you can make more room for more of you to be overflowing and to give, okay? So then you get 9, which is coming to the end of a cycle, which is toward the end of April here. If we go chronologically, raise your frequency, activate the 12 strands. There's a huge DNA upgrade happening in April, and possibly like now, starting now in 2 hours, less than 2 hours from April 1st here in Central Time in the America. And it's promising to be a huge upgrade and portal and all the good things. And so we'll see. I mean, we're always moving forward. But let's read it. So the 12 strands, obviously, we're only 2 strands right now. We've got the double helix, right? Our divine blueprint is 12 strands of DNA. And to imagine going from 2 to 12 without, well, you would think we'd go, at least 4, and then 6, and then 8, and then 10. No, we're going to go from 2 to 12. We're unlocking them all. And so that's why life has been so hard, is because the upgrades are intense and we get sick because everything is trying to move out of the way of it, right? And we resist, we resist, we resist. We say, oh, see, I feel worse and blah, blah, none of that works. That woo-woo shit doesn't work. I felt worse. That's how it works, you guys. I just wish I could get everybody to understand. I know you understand because you smart, Scorpio. I know you do. So let's read this card, this number 9, raise your frequency. Aspire to raise your frequency so you can access the codes for the next level. You are meant to be a transdimensional being. Yeah. So what I would say is, taking this literally, the universe is asking you to find more stillness in your day. Meditation, even naps, honestly, if you set the intention as you're laying down to raise your vibration, to clear your field and raise your vibration and get really deep recuperative sleep, that's beautiful. But it has to be something that, no tech, no, and not that tech is necessarily all bad. There are beautiful meditations you can listen to, but what I'm getting for you, Scorpio, is the universe really wants you to find stillness and silence as much as you can during the day, and set the intention when you go into that space that you're going to be clearing away everything that you don't need so that you can make room for all the good stuff, so you can make room for your soul to expand, within your auric field. And so you can have this overflow because you want to give. You really do. Now you also have, Scorpios have this side of them where if they're pushed too hard, their stinger comes out, right? And they will sting you and it hurts and you're brutal when you feel pushed, but you also have such a big giving and generous heart. You want to take care of the people that you love, but you just have lost how to do that in the right way, right? And so you're being asked to really sit in that stillness and really what it is everything has changed so much and we're still trying to operate from the old programming. You're still trying to take care of your family in the old way and they need it to be in a new way, and maybe they don't even know right yet. But as we all upgrade, we're going to figure it out. So this is Mary Magdalene. She sits in her cave in France writing wisdom teachings. 12 strands of DNA are shown in her hair. Very cool. It's like six spirals on each side. Often thought of as an illuminator or initiator into the mysteries, Mary Magdalene was probably a hybrid with Lyran or Pleiadian genes. Absolutely. I mean, so many of us are. Don't focus too much on that as my throat goes crazy. Yeah. She incarnated to enlighten humankind, adding her DNA to our complex mix. Today, scientists are finding evidence of alien signals and codes spliced into our DNA. You have the opportunity to add your own profound experiences to our collective consciousness. Bear this in mind when making life decisions. We all contribute to our shared evolution. This is also, if you're a writer, this is also speaking to me. Set the intention that you're going to write more high vibrationally, if that makes sense. Whatever that means for you, it's time to up-level what you write and the way you write, okay? And so that stillness, going in and really meditating and really being alone with yourself is going to help with that. And that's what I'm getting with that. And then you got another 9. So you got 9 and then you got 45, which breaks down to 9. So 2 9s in a row means pay attention. I mean what I said. This is an important message. If you're a writer or if you're a speaker or if you're an influencer or a content creator, whatever, a teacher in any way, it's time to up-level your message, because what we're putting out there now is going to become part of the collective consciousness vibration, and it has to be high vibe. It has to be high vibe, or you're going to be feeding the beast that we've been, trying to let go of and allow to die. Not to kill, allow to die, because its time is over. But you don't want to be part of that anymore. You don't want to be part of that anymore. So 45 breaks down to 9. Go your own way. Yeah, do it your way. And that's another, what I love is this is like sandwiched, the raise your frequency is sandwiched between two very powerful, like tuning into the animal world. And especially like it's husky bred from a wolf. I think this is even a wolf cub. Let's see what this is. I think this is even the last card in the deck. Yeah. This is the last card in the deck too. So you go from a 9, even though it is a 9, it's the last card in the deck. because it is, that almost is more of a 10 for me, just representing the end and coming to the end of a cycle. So I wanted to read this. You have the right to choose to live outside the accepted paradigm and social system. That's this one. Protect the defenseless creatures who also have the right to live. Let's see. Yeah, this is a wolf. So it's essentially representing two wolves, and you're very protected as you raise your vibration. That's what's going on here, because this was coming through. How do I do this? There we go. This is how they came through, is with this raise your frequency in between the two animal protectors, the two wolves. Okay, very raw and wild. And it also speaks to, because this is the husky version and this is a wolf, it can be like the moon card in the tarot has a dog and a wolf on it on either side, and it represents your raw primal side and your more civilized side, and the balance between the two. Okay, so coming into really owning this new path that you're supposed to be on, right? That the universe is trying to get you to go on, is trying to get you to let go of all this old shit and old programs you've been holding on to. Like, it's really asking you to balance your raw primal, here it is, raw primal, with your civilized side, okay? And realize that in between that is how you raise your vibration and join, the new earth that is already, and we talk about building the new earth. It's already there. It already exists. It's already a frequency. Everything exists all at once. Everything Always All at Once, whatever that movie was called. Really good, by the way. With Michelle, I think, is her name Michelle Yeoh? Beautiful, beautiful woman. Anyway, it's a really cool movie. But everything exists now. All we're doing is raising our vibration to be able to see it, to be able to receive it, to be able to live in the same space as it. Okay. And so we're not building anything. We're up leveling. And so if you're somebody who puts messages out there, it's time you need to be up leveling your message. Let's see where I'm at. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to pull another Magic the Gathering Oracle to wrap it up. I hope this is resonating with you, Scorpio. I hope this is getting in. I hope this is showing you, again, and I get this from Chris Reck, who is Minnow Pond Tarot on here on YouTube. Beautiful, beautiful young man. Please follow him and listen to his readings. He's just incredible. He has been an inspiration for me, just hugely, hugely inspiring for me. But he says, if you listen to all the rules of tarot and these types of readings, you wouldn't even breathe. It's not about following rules. It's about knowing what's coming in for you and how to navigate and thrive through the energy versus being knocked around by them, right? We don't have to live in that space. We don't have to be in that victim mentality. We can see what's coming and move through them, move through the energies like a boss. We absolutely can. So let's get a final wrap-up card. Inspiration. I mean, yeah, okay, so that is a very cool, talk about a masculine card. So you got two masculine, but this is a masculine that is like dying, because this is a masculine that has been just working hard for nothing, working hard for somebody else. Now somebody else is benefiting, but he's not. And now this dude, inspiration, he's literally catching a lightning bolt. Is that what he's doing? I'll look him up, but Keranos, I will look him up. Let's see. That's a beautiful card to end on, because you are going to be going through this intense, this intense transformation and healing and really letting go of things. And then you're going to receive clarity and inspiration on where to go and what to do next. I mean, that's beautiful. Let's look up what let's see. Okay. A new idea or insight into life can happen in an instant. So don't give up. I always say, what if you give up and literally in 60 seconds later, all your dreams were going to come true, right? Like, keep going, it's coming. Be ready. If a bolt of inspiration hits you, that's what it is. It's a bolt of lightning. Don't think about it, just act on it. Bottle the lightning. So this is an instance, Scorpio, which is not necessarily your jam, but it's more well, it's not necessarily Scorpio's jam. Maybe it's yours, depending on your whole chart. But Scorpios don't normally just jump and then figure it out. A lot of times they're hiding and they're observing, and then they never go. It's what you guys do, right? You go halfway or whatever. Maybe you eventually get there. When you can jump. This is a leap of faith. This is a leap of faith you're being asked to take in order to receive clarity and inspiration for this new path that is waiting for you. Yeah, my body. You don't have to build nothing. It's going to come to you, and it's going to be inspiring, and it's going to feel good, and it's not going to feel like work, and it's going to be beautiful and amazing, and it's going to feed your soul, and it's going to bring all the right people around you. Scorpio, you got stuff, beautiful stuff coming. Keranos is the god of storms and wisdom who doesn't hesitate to deliver his illumination. So when he has a message to share, he does it. So if you have a book to write, fucking write the book, okay? If you have a message to share, share it. If you know that it's time to let go of a boulder, let go of it now. Don't wait. Don't be like, oh, okay, well, I'll work on healing this and maybe I can let go. Let go of it now. Do a visualization where you're literally pushing whatever it is. It could be family, it could be responsibilities, it could be job, it could be a partner, it just could be old trauma, right? Whatever you're pushing up the mountain, do a visualization and let it go. Step out of the way and watch it roll down and watch it break into a million pieces, into dust. And then turn around and go, okay, I guess I don't have to push that anymore. It can be that simple. You may have to do it more than once, but because our brain will be like, oh, no, I can't exist without that. Let's recreate that boulder. But it can be that easy to heal it, okay? Because this is where you're going by the end of April coming into May, is being able to really share your messages or share or own a new path, right? You don't have to be a teacher or a content creator or a writer or any of these things, but it's asking you to open up to receive the inspiration for your new path, whatever that might be. And again, I feel like it's coming through as you're looking at it going, well, that can't be right because that seems much simpler than what I've been doing. Why are you overcomplicating your life? Why are you letting it be complicated? It doesn't have to be. It's not supposed to be. So you're letting go of anything that feels complicated. Anything that feels complicated has got to go because inspiration is coming. And then you've got all these beautiful messages in the middle. All right, Scorpio. I hope this helps. I hope this resonates. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Love you guys.